Hello. Well, I just got done doing all of my videos. I just did a book tag video about my book, before now and after then. It was about turning it into a movie. Cameron over, I'm like really weird about keeping my bookshelves like really nice. Cameron over at Wolf Shop Publishing, it's a booktube channel. He tagged me in it, and I love doing tag videos on booktube, so. Oh, You Know Me Well by Nina LaCour and David Levithan. Such a great book. But anyway, the little things. Hi! But, and now I'm uploading the videos, and I'm taking down my lights. I filmed a video on my main channel, a meditation video, and you guys are just gonna have to be like hanging out here while I'm doing this stuff, so you can kind of just like talk to me. So, stupid lights. I filmed my meditation video. So can you guys kind of see me there? And then I filmed my main video for my main channel, and then a booktube video, and then I put my vlog together already. I wanted to do 2 videos on my main channel today, but I didn't get to it. And I kind of, to be really honest with you, I didn't know what I was going to do for my second video on there, so I was like, well, whatever. I was going to do a rant, but sometimes people take those too seriously. It's like they can't see the joke in it, if that makes sense. I'm like, I'm joking, guys. So, I got all that done. I went and got my hair cut. I went and got my watch size. I bought cologne. I'll show you guys that in a second. I bought a shirt because we're going on a date night tonight, and I thought, well, it would be nice to have something nice new to wear, so I look handsome for my husband. And since he always dresses up and looks nice for me. And so we're doing this thing where we switch back and forth on like whose turn it is to plan and take the person out on a date. So he planned it tonight, and we're going to this restaurant called The Livery downtown Indianapolis. It's supposedly like, can you guys even hear me? Probably not. It's supposedly like old horse stables, which I think is very cool. I need some water. So we're going to do that tonight. Got my watch sized. So excited about that. And then I will show you what I purchased. Well, where did I took my shirt upstairs. And I took my cologne upstairs. Well, I bought Yves Saint Laurent L'Homme Nuit because I smelled this guy at Ultra that had it on. This guy from Dubai that was so nice. I was like, what is your cologne that you have on? And he was like, Yves Saint Laurent L'Homme Nuit. And I was like, well, L'Homme Nuit, I want some of that. So, I got that. And then, while I was in there, she gave me this. I'm going to give it to my mother-in-law for Mother's Day. But, I was, like, smelling women's perfumes, and the Sofia Vergara Tempting is really nice, and it's super cheap. And my mother-in-law loves Sofia Vergara, so I was like, I'm going to get that for her for Mother's Day, but I'm going to have to come back and get it, because I didn't get it. Because I wanted to ask Alex first what the plan was for Mother's Day. Which, little sad note, tomorrow is 9 years since my mother passed away. I don't celebrate the death date. I'm going to go sit down in the chair. I don't celebrate the death date. I heard this Dr. Phil years ago, and it was this woman that was like really stuck on her daughter being killed. And she hadn't like changed the room or changed anything. And Dr. Phil was like, you know, do you think that she would be upset with you? And she was like, yeah, absolutely. And he was like, how long, she had been alive 18 years. And he was like, do you think that maybe you could celebrate the 18 years that she was alive instead of the one day that she had died? And I thought, God, that's so powerful, right? And so, like, that's kind of always resonated with me. I know a lot of people celebrate the birth date and the death date of their, like, family member or whoever dying. And, hey, listen, I think that's great, too. Do what makes you happy. Do what's best for you. But for me, like, I don't know. I just don't, like, I mean, I'll probably think a lot about her tomorrow just because it will remind me of like where I was 9 years ago. But 9 years is a long time too, you know. Like it's been a while. It's not like she passed away yesterday. So, I'm trying to get comfortable, but I cannot get comfortable in this damn chair. Several people have commented they think that I should do a different background in my videos. Do you guys like this background, or do I need to do a different background? Is it like too complicated to watch me in videos or whatever? Although when YouTubers just like have the solid background, I think that's so boring. I always kind of wanted just to be like Roseanne. So anyway, I need to get an eye appointment. That was on my list for today, to schedule an eye appointment. This is why I've been putting it off. We get free eye appointments with our insurance, and we pay such humongous amounts of money for health insurance anyway that I'm like, I am not paying for an eye appointment when I can go get one for free. Does that make sense? So I need to like look on the insurance and find out who we can go to get it done. So that's kind of been my day so far. It's been a good day. Went to the hair appointment this morning, got my hair done. And then after that, went to the mall. I wanted to get a smoothie, but they fill me up so much, like I'm addicted to those smoothies now, that I didn't want to be full for dinner tonight. Where did I put my phone? I actually texted Alex, and I was like, now, are you going to be on time, or are you going to be late? Because if you're going to be on time, then I'll start getting ready. What time is it? Well, somebody just texted me. So my phone must be in the kitchen. I've got a half an hour. All I have to do is take a shower and get dressed. I got this like plaid, cute, you'll see it probably in the video later. This little plaid green shirt from Target. It was like $20. I was like, okay, I can wear this a million times later too, so I'll get this. Yeah, and that's been kind of my day. It's been a good day. I was supposed to meet with some people this afternoon for a possible thing, but that got canceled and moved to tomorrow evening. I have kind of a long day tomorrow. Work-wise, I've been wanting to just sit outside and read for so long, and I just haven't done it. I don't know what keeps me from doing it, but I haven't. Do you ever make funny faces? I've asked that like a million times on these videos. So pretty outside. You want to see? Is it like, can you see? Not really. I just love sitting in the silence. Like, I really do. All the dogs are sleeping right now. Went to bed early last night. Got up early. Have to get up early tomorrow morning because we have our marriage counseling in the morning because we're doing that back and forth every day. But things have been going good, so it'll probably be a good appointment. And watch I say that and we'll end up like in there like, ah, you didn't take the trash out. But he did. He took the trash out. I hope. I can't remember what I was doing, but I was like, can you do me a favor since, he was leaving for Miami, and I was like, can you do me a favor and take the trash out tonight? Because since I'm going to be doing every chore in the world for that. He was like, yeah, babe, no problem. So I need to go start getting ready. I hate getting ready. Do you hate getting ready? I like hate taking a shower and stuff. I don't. People always tag me in these kind of deals, those pictures, but I don't know how to do those. I'm like so not technological. Oh, somebody made a video out of me, Arlena, called "Who in the Heck is Peter Monn?" So I'll check it out. I kind of love when people make videos about me. I think it's cute. I mean, because 5 years ago, who would have made a video about me? Nobody. It was so interesting. I was watching. I never watch, Miss Grenade's videos anymore because I just think she's so negative. But I watched one of her videos last night, and I never say anything negative about her if you know who I'm talking about. I never say anything bad about her in videos anymore. I've said I respect her gig, on and on and on. I'm like sitting there watching that video, and sure enough, she shades me right in the video. And I was like, honey, do you have nothing better to do? Like, what? Like, do I rent that much space in your head for free? Seriously, that you are still putting me in videos? I was like, whatever. I mean, it was nothing that big of a deal, honestly. Don't go looking for it because it's not even worth it. But I just was like, it was so low grade too. I just was like, whatever. Nasty people remaining nasty and in the, focused on hate. I don't understand that at all. Do you? I really don't understand it. Anyway, I'm gonna go get cute for my husband, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. We just got back from dinner. This is my new shirt that I wore. Fancy. It is so hot in our house. I actually just turned on the air. So we went to this new place tonight that Alex took me to called... Was that place called, babe? Livery?
Yeah.
It's called Livery. It was like these old horse stables. It was like a tapas restaurant. And we each had 3 empanadas, but they were real small. And I had corn, and I think Alex had, did you have cheese?
Yeah.
And then they, the waitress was super friendly, this Samantha girl, who later was like, oh, I know you from Facebook, and I know your BookTube channel. And so we were talking to them about different kinds of empanadas that we had, and Alex was telling them stories about when he was a little kid and what kind they should make. So she went in and talked to the chef, and they sent out like these specially made empanadas just for us that were like beans, and they were really good. Yeah, and then we had like this steak thing. Shift steak, is that what it was called? Are you working?
Are you talking to me?
I was just asking you what that thing was called. Shift steak? Is that what it was called?
Like skirt steak?
Skirt steak. I called it shift steak. I'm so tired of wearing glasses. I need to go get my eyes checked so I can just be done with all this madness. And then we're gonna watch RuPaul's Drag Race. And I'm gonna try to go to bed early tonight because I have a long day tomorrow. Long day. Long day. This is the part of my hair that I hate. Look at that. And I need to trim my beard. Do you see this? It's like long. It's like not even my face. It's like there. Beard, face. Beard, face. But about to go get a fountain cup with Miss Tanya Jean, but I said, she said, you can't vlog me. I said, I'm vlogging you. She said, no, you can't vlog me. I said, I'm vlogging you. So I'm gonna take this in. I have to put it down into my gut because it's raining. I was like, I will vlog you if I want to vlog you. Bye. So, here we are up in the fountain cup pop shop. I need something sweet. I'm like so thirsty for something. I don't know what I want. What are those jalapeno poppers? Buffalo blue cheese. Have you guys ever had these? Caramel corn. You know what sounds really good is a pecan pie. I wish they had those little pies here. I said I wouldn't. I just said I wouldn't. Everybody gets so mad at me. See, this is why I can't vlog anything, because everybody gets so mad at me. What do I want to drink? I want something different tonight to drink. Do you know what I want? This is so not dieting, but what is Mr. Jones Pops? Here it is.
I don't have enough money for you to cover me.
What?
I don't have enough money for you to cover me.
You don't want to be in my vlog, but you want me to cover you if you don't have enough money.
Sure, I'll have enough.
I'll cover you. What else do I want? I'll show you in a second because I have to do my shopping now. Oh, now you want to be in it? Now she just wants to be in it.
After you just made fun of my
She doesn't have a Ricker's car. It's 10 cents cheaper. Okay. Now, say what you just said on here. You want to be what?
I want to be YouTube famous too, man.
You want to be YouTube famous? What's your name?
My name's Justin.
Justin, but we call him Trainee. Trainee. So you're going to be YouTube famous, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you sing or rap or anything?
No.
Nothing. Well, what's your talent?
Comedy.
Comedy.
I make people laugh.
You're a comedy. Okay, all right.
You make chicken noodle soup too.
Hi. Okay, so I just dropped Tanya off. Well, I didn't drop her off, but I went inside and threw my cream soda away, which was not very filling. And then she had these things in her bathroom, these Burt's Bees cucumber facial cleanser things. Oh my god, I want to go get some. They were so nice. I was like, I want my face to smell like cucumber. I'm taking off this. This is what I do to charge my phone because it works so fast. That Morphe thing. And then I'm putting it on my other case. And then I'm going to talk to you guys for a little while. And then I'm going to listen to my audiobook and go to bed early. Because, I mean, not super early, but it's like 12:30 because of our appointment in the morning. Yes. I was just telling Tanya, she kills me with this. She knows I cannot stand any trash in my car, and she is killing for leaving trash in my car. She left a popcorn bag and all kinds of shit over here. Girl, my car is not your trash bag. All kinds of stuff. Don't you hate that? Now my hands are dirty. I was gonna sit outside and read tonight, but it is like raining now, which I'm over completely. And it says it's 67, but like our house was like 75 when I left, and so I turned the air on. And we bought, so 2 years ago, oh god, it was such madness. Our air went out. Okay, so our air went out like 3 years in a row. I think the condo was built in like, I don't know, like late 80s, mid 80s, something like that. But anyway, they were like, all 3 years, they're like, you need a new air conditioner. And we're like, oh, okay, we'll just put it off till next year. Well, that winter, the heat, it was like in February when it was cold, the heater would shut itself off, okay? Like, I don't mean like because it would reach the temperature. I mean like it would start and then it would shut itself off. And Tanya's husband told me, he was like, that's really dangerous. Like, something's wrong with the furnace. Like, I can't remember what he told me it was, but he like, so they own several houses and they rent out, and so he is like, does all the stuff on it. So he knows about all that kind of stuff, and he said it's like a wiring issue or something's wrong with it, the coils, or I don't know. I don't know anything about that. But anyway, so March comes, April comes, May comes. This was just last year, actually. Yeah, it was last summer, and we needed, so we had the guy come out because the air conditioning wouldn't start, and it like literally like the unit wouldn't even start up. Before it was like they needed, like 1 year it was like we needed to get new stuff to put in it, you know, and then the year after, I don't know, it was just a mess. So they came out last year and they were like, you need a new air conditioner and a new furnace. And it was $5,000. It was such a horrific mess. And we literally did not know like where the money was going to come from. Because we were like, okay, we have this in savings and we have this here. And so it took us like 2 weeks to like order it. Another week for them to get the unit. They had to come out and put like one of those units in our bedroom. I mean, I should complain, right, about air conditioning. Some people in the world have never had cold water. So, I mean, like, listen, I know it's a first world problem, but when you're so used to air conditioning and heat, it's like, whoo. And last summer was really hot. And so we live in like, you've seen our condo. The upstairs, like the vents at that point did not work well. It was like the air conditioning was set up wrong. Everything was wrong with it because it was so old. So like literally even when we turned on the air conditioning, it would never get cool upstairs, right? And they put one of those individualized units into our bedroom while we were waiting for the new unit to be replaced. And it was like, you know, one with like those big like things that they put into the window and they, you know, duct tape it all around. I will never forget. I mean, we almost had to take our dogs to the kennel for the 2 weeks because it was literally like at night it would get to like 85 in our bedroom. We would open the windows, and during the day it would get up to like late 90s, stuff like that. And we would have to keep the dogs all down the basement where it was cool because we have a cement basement, so it would get cool down there during the day. And if you don't live like in the Midwest or somewhere that there's a basement, like underground, it's always cool. So, you know, it'd be cooler down there. And and then we would open the windows at night, but it was still air because like we have like a walkway in front of our condo, so no like moving air would come inside of it. It was very strange. But anyway, so it was just totally still air. And then Alex would be like, I want to open the sliding glass doors downstairs. I was like, no ma'am, not going out into the back patio, into the woods, forget it. He was like, you are so silly. I was like, murderers and stuff like that, no thank you. When did I watch that movie? What's the movie that I was watching? And where did we watch it? Blank? Did Alex and I watch that not too long ago? Was it called Blank? Hush, maybe? About the woman that was deaf. And she was like, I feel like I only saw like part of it. I don't feel like I saw the whole thing. And, did I dream this? I feel like I'm losing my mind. Alex and I were gonna watch a horror movie. We picked one off of Netflix. That must have been what we watched that night. When that guy came out there to her house. Yeah, that's what we watched. Was it? I'm losing my... You guys know what I'm talking about? When the woman lives out in that house in the middle of the woods, and then she's like talking to the computer, and the guy comes out there, and he tries to kill her, and all that stuff. I don't really remember how that movie begins or ends. I feel like I have lost my mind recently. I really do. Forgetting stuff all the time. Good thing I have this vlog. Do you guys remember me talking about that on here? If you remember me talking about watching that movie, I feel like it was like a night that Alex and I stayed at home and watched a movie, and we watched that movie downstairs. Did I? Do you guys ever like that? It's like when you read so many books, you forget what you read. So it's weird because 9 years ago tonight, I actually thought it was today. So my mom passed away on May 14th. That's the date. But it was a Thursday. And I actually thought it was a Wednesday, which means that it was a Wednesday night that I got called by the nurses and I went into the hospital, and that was basically when I had the last conversation with her. I mean, she was in a coma, but like, I talked to her. So it's kind of surreal a little bit tonight, you know? 9 years is a long time. When I went to the mall today to get my watch fixed, and I was at Perfumania, and I was getting some cologne, and I was talking to this woman, and she used to work at some retail stores, and my mom used to work retail stores a lot, especially through holidays, and not Nordstrom, before Nordstrom, like Jacobson's, Parisian, places like that, Macy's. And I was like, she was like, I said, oh, my mom used to work at Parisian. She was like, oh my God, where did she work? And I said, she worked in costume jewelry. And she was like, I worked in costume jewelry. I was like, well, you would have known my mom then probably, because she worked there for a long time. And so I was like, explaining, she's like, oh my God, I think I do know who your mom is. And so she said something like, well, what does your mom wear now, like perfume-wise? And I said, oh, my mom passed away 9 years ago. And she said, oh, I'm so sorry. And it's interesting, like, when people say it, I almost don't know what to say anymore. I kind of just, like, laugh it off. I go, well, I mean, it's been 9 years, you know? But it's like, I don't know what to say because people are just being genuine. They're being nice, you know? But it's like, it didn't happen 2 weeks ago. I don't know what to say about it when people say that, you know? It's kind of strange. Alex and I had a great date night tonight. We were talking about how, like, we never argue, like, when we're on vacation or we're out to dinner or we're at his mom. We never argue, but, like, the arguing always occurs, like, if we argue, like, or miscommunicate, it's always like in our house. And we were talking about how like we need to start doing some stuff together in the house, like working on the yard together and like painting the walls together and doing some of the stuff that maybe we can like, you know, make the house ours together and like work on it together. Like every major argument we've ever had has been in the house, you know? And I think sometimes it's like we need to get that negative juju out of there or something. I don't know if that makes any sense or if I'm being stupid or whatever, but I'm gonna turn this off for just a second in case there is somebody behind me that, if they are, if it's a police officer, their lights are really bright. I feel like it's a huge pickup truck is what I feel like. But you can still see me, can't you? So it's all just a mystery. Did you ever see that movie? Oh my God, I loved that movie. Where you go? Candy cane. Joyride. Oh my God, do you remember that movie? That's what I feel like is behind me right now. Candy cane. Do you see how bright these guys' lights are? This is ridiculous. You need to turn those lights down. I loved that Joyride movie. I thought it was so scary. It's a pickup truck. I'm just gonna let him pass me. He was driving so up my ass 5 seconds ago. You think that he could just like pass me now? Candy cane. Don't you hate like when your windshield wipers, like when it's raining, but it's like misting raining. It was raining really hard when Tawny was in the car. But like it's not enough to like turn on your windshield wipers full blast, but it's not enough. But it's like enough that you have to turn them on. So then you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And guess what, you guys? When you're watching this, it will be dun dun dun. My 1 year on YouTube. I've been on YouTube for 1 year. So crazy. I started my booktube channel on May 11th, 2016. So funny when I go back and I watch that video and I'm like, I don't really know what this channel will be about. And yeah, and it's kind of cute, really. God, it's been a crazy year. It really has. Like, so many things have happened that I just would never have guessed in a million years would have happened, you know? I've met so many people and made a lot of friends and had those friendships go, some of them, and some of them have gotten stronger. And it was interesting. We were at dinner tonight. I think I talked about this when I was laying on the bed, but this waitress was so funny, and she kept on talking to us, and like they had empanadas at this restaurant that we went to, and it was like a tapas restaurant. Anyway, they had empanadas, and there's like all these cars behind me all of a sudden. I'm like, where did all of this traffic come from? So anyway, oh Lord, oh my Lord. Ugh, you know my fear of hydroplaning. But anyway, so we were talking. I don't want to be in this lane, is what. We were talking, and she was like, oh God, that gave me a heart. So anyway, we were talking. I've said that 5 times now. And we were talking about the empanadas, and I was like, they're really good. I said, they're better than his mom and grandma's. And I was kind of joking, but they were really good. The kind I got were like corn empanadas. They were smaller, though. They were like, they looked different than empanada, but like the texture was the same. And Alex got like queso ones, but they were like Havarti, Gouda. They were like, I don't know. They were very good. So anyway, they had sauces to dip them in. They were like the appetizer. Well, so anyway, Alex was like, what you need to do is you need to make one. They need to have one on the menu, and it needs to be like yuca and then like black beans. And he said something else. And she was like, I think the same thing. She was like this really sweet waitress. And so she went back and she told the chef, if you guys live in Indianapolis, check this restaurant out. It's called Livery. It is so cool. And not, I wouldn't say super expensive, not for like an upscale restaurant. And So, because then we also got steaks, but they were like little steaks. Anyway, everything is little there. But it was on, like, the steak, it was called like a skirt steak, was on like this bed of like cornbread. And then it had like carrots and some other stuff around it. And then it had like the sauce over it. It was delicious. Anyway. It was probably like, I don't know. I don't know what size it is. I'm bad with like meat sizes. Meat sizes. I like big meat. Okay, so anyway. But we're like sitting there talking and stuff, and I was like, where else have you served? Because it's only been open for 6 months, and she was telling us all these different places, and I was like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. And she said something about living on the north side, or I said something about, oh, that's up by us, we live on the north side, and she goes, I know, and I kind of looked at her, and she goes, you're Peter, right? And I go, yeah. And she goes, I follow you on Facebook, I watch all of your YouTube channels, and I was like, oh my God, thank you so much, and we were talking a little bit, and she's like, said it. She originally followed my booktube channel because she loves to read, and she was in a bookstore. I think I can't remember what she said. She didn't remember how somebody told her to find me, but she just started following me or something. So anyway, she was super, super friendly, and I love that so much when people. But I said, now, did you know when I walked through the door? She goes, oh, I knew immediately who you were, and then she looked at Alex and she's like, well, I knew who you were too. It was so funny. I love those little moments. It's very cool. So yeah, 9 years my mom's been gone. It's funny to think about like how much my life has changed in 9 years, and that like 9 years ago I hadn't even met Alex, and now Alex is my constant, you know? And I remember, I've said this on here a lot, when Adele won her Grammy, her first Grammy, and she said, a year ago I was in the recording studio making this album, and a year later I'm winning a Grammy. She was like, the power of a year. And when you think about it, you know, and you think about like how much your life can really totally 360 change in just 1 year, it's really powerful. You know, and if you put the work into it, and depending on what you want your dreams and your goals to be, a lot of things you can really make come true. You know, a lot of things are out of our reach. They just are. But a lot of things we have, you know, it's interesting when you make a list of your dreams, okay? And you say, like, I want to be a movie star. Well, you can't make that happen overnight, but you can do a lot of things that lead in that direction. How many of those things are you doing to lead you in that direction, you know? Or how many of your dreams have just sat on your list for like a year, you know, or 10 years or 5 years, you know? It's like, so if your dream is you want to be a famous YouTuber, well, how's your YouTube channel coming? Oh, well, you haven't started one? Well, how long has that been on your wish list, that you want to be a famous YouTuber? How do you think you're ever going to become a famous YouTuber if you don't start a YouTube channel, you know? Or if you want to be an author, if your dream is to be a best-selling New York Times bestseller author, best-selling author, I just messed that all up, didn't I? I mean, have you written a word? If you haven't, then chances are that book's probably not going to be on the bestseller list anytime soon. And I think it's little things like that that you just have to start, you know? It's like my sponsor always says to me, you know, how do you eat an elephant? You know, one bite at a time. And, don't come for me, PETA, okay? It's an analogy. It doesn't mean anything. We would never eat an elephant. We love elephants. But anyway, it's an old saying, you know? But it's the truth, you know? It's like the same saying, like I used to say to people, like, so if you have this huge tree that's fallen down, how do you move it? Well, I couldn't pick it up and move it, but if you cut it into a million small pieces, could you move it one at a time? Well, absolutely. Well, that's what you need to do. So what's your dream? You know, where are you going with your dream? What are you doing? Let's get your dreams happening like now, you know? Let's move it. Let's move it. Move into your direction of your dream one piece at a time. Before you know it, you'll be closer to your dream. And sometimes achieving your dream isn't really the coolest thing, you know? It's like, I don't know, like I've been reflecting a lot this week on it being like my year. Like, and that's, I don't know why that is like an anniversary, you know, is it like even? But like, it's not really my year on YouTube per se, because on my other channel, on my main channel, my year is like in August or September. But it is my year as far as being on YouTube consistently, like as BookTube and things like that. So I just make this my anniversary. I've always remembered May 11th. I remember that day. I remember I didn't work. And I remember the night before, Alex and I were laying in bed, and I was like, I have a new idea for something I really want to do. And I had been watching all of these booktubers. I was watching Christine at Pull and Banana Books, and Jesse the Reader, and Benjamin of Tomes. I was watching Benjamin of Tomes a lot. And Brandon the Book Addict, I remember I had just found, and Connor O'Brien and Ginger Reads Laney. And I mean, I literally was obsessed with these booktubers, and like I had never known that there was this world out there where people just made videos specifically for books, and I was so taken with it. And they were doing readathons, and they were going to BEA, they had just gone to BEA, and I was so jealous because they were getting ready to go to BEA and BookCon in Chicago, and I so wanted to be part of that, you know, and I so wanted to just be part of this book world and read the books that they were reading and talk about the books that they were talking about, and I got so excited about it, you know. And I remember Alex said, another project that you're not going to finish, because that's, I think, very much how, you know, he is very left-brained and I'm very right-brained, and I'm very much an ideas guy and a dreamer, and I constantly am dreaming and writing down ideas, and he doesn't get that, and you know, that's okay, because I think that one of the things, we were talking about this at dinner tonight, that one of the things that has made us last as long is that we are so very different, you know, and so we constantly learn from each other on a daily basis. But I wish he did understand my creativity a little bit more sometimes, because I think, you know, he expresses his creativity in listening to music and dancing and things like that. And for those of you that don't know, that are newer to my channel, Alex is a trained dancer. He used to dance for the Fever in Indianapolis and trained in lots of areas of dance. So anyway, I mean, he does have that creativity in him. But like coming up with ideas and putting them together and doing all this kind of stuff, like he doesn't like get that really, that like when you have an idea, like a passion, like you have to put it into action. And it's like with anything in my life, whether it was like, you know, coloring a picture for my mom when I was growing up, and oh god, we're gonna get this color and this color and it's gonna be so perfect, and then I'm gonna put it on a board, you know, I've always been like that, you know. Or doing a puppet show, okay, well what puppets am I gonna use, and then I'm gonna cast them, and then I'm gonna write the script, and then okay, then at the very end I'm gonna have a show for my mom, and it's all gonna be done in 2 hours, you know, because like my creativity is always like I want it very, very quick, and I want the response at the end, you know, of the completion and the pride of having it done. And I think that's the coolest thing at the end of a year. It's not like I'm like gonna put my camera away and say, okay, I'm done now. It's like, okay, now I get to move on, you know. I've graduated, I've, you know, earned my place, I've earned my seat as a YouTuber, as a booktuber, no matter where I'm at, you know. And some people have been out there for years and have 200 subscribers, and I love that they make videos every day and they get like 30 views, and I'm like, oh my god, I love that so much. There are some people out there that like I've talked about him before on here in my videos, Tanner Kearns, and I'll link his channel. I would love for you guys to go follow him. He's just such a really cool guy, and he and I have become friends through YouTube. And I did a video in October, and I said that he's like me 20 years ago. He's almost exactly 20 years younger than me, and he is, you know, and he's just so funny and endearing and just a really sweet, great guy. And he did this video response called I Was Exposed because I did this, and he talked in there about how he got like 70 subscribers. Well, I was looking at his channel the other day because he put up a new vlog. Now, Tanner only puts up video. I've been trying to get on him lately about this because I wish he'd post more videos, but he only posts videos about once a month. In between then, he likes to make cupcakes, which you'll see if you go watch his newest vlog. He does a whole vlog video where he vlogs his day, and it's actually very entertaining. And this is what's so weird. I was watching this, and I was like, God, his vlog so much reminds me of somebody. God, what does his vlog remind me? His vlog reminds me of me. So anyway, and but I was watching, he said that he got, so anyway, I was looking at his channel and he has like, I don't know, 250, 300 subscribers or whatever, but like, he still puts out there really creative and, you know, awesome content. It's like Camden Kilby. I've talked about him before on here. I love him, you know, and there's so many people that are like that like, it's interesting. I was watching an Amberlynn Reid video the other night where she was reading this poem. It's called Opening Up, and I know a lot of people don't like her, but she really does open up. At least I think she does. I mean, I know her past YouTube, so I feel like for her, it's very honest. And she's on there talking, and she's like, you know, I was just thinking that a year ago, I had 1,000 subscribers. I was like, oh my God, this girl has like gone through the roof in a year, right? And it can happen to anybody. You never know when it's going to happen. I mean, nobody ever knows what video they're going to put out there that somebody's going to see and it's going to go viral or whatever, you know? And I know this is going to sound stupid, but like, I almost appreciate the YouTubers that don't have a ton of subscribers and just continue to put out content because they just love doing this. I never had any idea that I would get, I mean, I never thought, like when I started my channel, I honest to God never thought like, well, I hope my BookTube channel or any of the channels, I never thought like, well, I hope I get to 1,000 subscribers by, you know, I never thought about subscribers. I never thought about that. Now views, that's a different story, honestly. I mean, if I put up a video and it got 10 views, I guess I was kind of a little sad, honestly. I was like, well, nobody wants to watch my video, but like nobody knew about my video. And that's what you kind of learn with YouTube over a while is it's not that nobody likes your video or nobody likes you. It's that you're not tagging it correctly or it's not getting moved up or just, you know, it is what it is. You gotta have somebody help you out sometimes, right? And I try to do that from time to time with people, but I can't do it all the time or people will be like, enough already, you're shouting people out left and right. But I try to do it, so for my Good Samaritan move today, because he's a good friend of mine, please go follow Tanner Kearns. He's a neat young man who I feel pretty honored to call a friend. He's a really cool kid, you know, not causing problems or getting into trouble. He's just a good, positive person. So, anyway, I think I'm going to talk a lot more on my vlog tomorrow about it being 9 years since my mom has passed away. And a lot of people have asked me like how to move through grief or how do you deal with that, and I think maybe I'll talk about that as I'm just like driving around and stuff. Would you guys like that? I guess by the time you can answer me it'll probably be too late, but maybe I'll just talk about some of that stuff. I get asked questions a lot like how do you deal with this or how do you deal with a breakup or how do you deal with, you know, losing a friend or how do you deal with that, and I need to do a whole vlog where I just kind of address some of those issues, you know, or maybe put it on my so-called healthy life. But all right, you guys, well, we've come to that part of the night where I say good night. That was so incredibly cheesy, but I do need kind of an outro, don't you think? And I bid you good night. Good night. I love you. Bye.